and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. Now I never been down with no OPP. I talking about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say, when you find a donkey, ride it. What? Come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand. But I can fix this, I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. I get everybody sell some every time. They're selling one island, give away one key. What can be left for you and me? It's just the example, what's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too. Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha.
Zak passé! Zak passé! Let me just say that I have always been a part of this community. And there's no accident I know how to do all the dancing. Because I always be and share with you. Because you are me and I am you.
Yes, sir.
And I'll be here with you always. And those who knew me from the past and know me now, they always knew that I was there and always been there for you. I don't call you all, no, you all are not Haitians, Bahamians. You are Bahamian, and your origin is Haitian. Mine too, and many of us. We have to stay apart for now so we can be together later. In on now.
Are you all ready and willing to go?
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. We are so sorry for the late start. We had some technical difficulties with internet, of course, and so we couldn't get on until about 8:30, so we apologize for that. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here and we are ready to roll. We got some things to talk about today, and The rape, robbery, and pillage of this country by foreigners continues, ladies and gentlemen. We got to stand up. We got to stand up. We're going to get to that. 300 acres are being stolen in Long Island. And I say stolen because it's being adversely acquired. And it seems like the PLP's fingerprints are all over this. And so we have some investigations to see who this person is who is taking this land. It doesn't look good, but it looks like the typical person that Philip Brave Davis likes to deal with. It looks like his kind of guy. And so we did some investigations. It doesn't look good. All right. But before we get started, I just wanted to say welcome to all of you. I have to get straight to it. I have to get straight right into it because we're late today. So welcome wherever you are viewing from. Make sure you share this. Some people who were probably sitting on Facebook page waiting for it to come on. You have to remember that whenever you're waiting, you have to refresh in order for it to come up. Excuse me, it won't just come up in most instances. All right, so in future reference, remember you got to refresh the page for it to come up. So many persons are probably sitting there looking and saying that we're not live right now when we are live because they haven't refreshed their page. So tag somebody and share to make sure they get here. First and foremost, we received a lot of cries of desperation from the people on Current Island, these regular Bahamians who are suffering right now. Why are they suffering on Current Island? Because Current Island has no current. The line, the cable that goes to provide Current Island from the mainland in Lutra to provide electricity has been broken for 2 weeks. And nothing has been done and nothing has been said. The media hasn't covered this. It has been covered up while people are suffering because they can't get the power there. They're having a problem with the internet and everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a failed state. So while these people party like it's 1999, and while they try to convince everyone that everything is so hunky-dory, we have people on our family islands crying out for help constantly. A few weeks ago, we had Andres crying out for help. North Andres. Now it's South Andres. No, not North Andres. South Andres crying out for help. They also are having electricity problems. They're not hearing from their member of parliament. And they're in a desperate situation. It's causing them to not have problems with the internet, etc. in the same way. Are we living in the 21st century? This government is shameful. It's shameful what is happening under this administration. And we're calling on them to stop their partying, put down the bubblies, the $1,000 bottles for a minute that we're paying for, and serve the people who are paying for those bottles. Please. Get to Current Island and get their current back on. Get to Andres and fix their electricity. Y'all busy partying and patting yourselves on the shoulder. It is absolute nonsense. This is disgraceful. Mamas, this is another reason I'm telling you that it's time to stand up and go to the house and let all the power back. That the country isn't working for us. It's working for the foreigners. But we need a country that works for us, man. Is that too much to ask? For the people that you're paying good money? I mean, the Prime Minister's buying new cars like crazy. His new BMW, I mean, it's phenomenal. Driving on these roads with potholes. That BMW is going to be broken up in a minute because they're speeding it. We need a country that works. This one is not working. Come on, man. And so we saw yesterday in the papers, I think it was yesterday, or Monday, the Prime Minister, yeah, it was yesterday. The Prime Minister was basically patting himself on the back by having his associate, Anthony Ferguson, publish in his paper, The Guardian, that the Prime Minister has a 60% approval rating. Bahamas, if you believe that, then I can guarantee you that the moon is actually the sun and the sun is actually the moon. And in fact, there is no planet Earth. If you believe that. That the government has a 60% approval rating and the Prime Minister himself. If that is the case, our country is truly lost because our people are lost. If that is truly the case. But of course, we know that that is not the case. Of course, you're seeing all over The Guardian yesterday and today these stories trying to prop up the government, trying to make it seem like they're doing such a good job. And on the front page of the paper, headline, with all this stuff going on in the country, the headline was 60% approval rating for Prime Minister. With all the other stuff going on in the country now, that's their big headline. Of course, this is Anthony Ferguson trying to prop up this guy. This is a PR attempt. And so the big headline was that they said they got Mwali, of PLP background, they got Mwali's company, public domain, to do a survey. And that survey, they surveyed 580 something, I think it was 89 persons, 589 persons. Out of probably this time, we should have about 250,000 voters with all the new foreign voters that are now registering with name and passports. We should have about 250,000 voters. So of all of these voters that are now registering, they spoke to 587 of them. That is 0.02, not 1%. That is 0.02% of the electorate. Let me repeat that for you. That's not even 1%. That's not even half of 1%. That's not even 10% of 1%. That is 0.02% of the electorate. And if you ask me, they probably went straight into the shanty towns and asked that question, even though I don't even think that the people in shanty town would have voted that way. I think it's just I can't say that for sure, but it's my opinion. It's just a made up thing. And they can do that with polls. I don't trust any poll that we can't see the results in real time. If someone has to tell you the results later, the poll can be twisted. We can't see the papers. We can't see the numbers. We can't see the facts. Do not believe any poll that you see being delivered on the government. Now, you see all this stuff in the Guardian. Even today, you saw them saying, more jobs are going to be created, more investments. And they're trying to prop up the government because they were really going through a bad spell. They were really getting hit hard over the last few months. So they're trying to say, more investment. So they're now basically admitting that the government is basically selling out all of our land. Because every time Chester Cooper shakes a hand, that's more of our land gone. All these investments that they're bragging about that haven't even started. We've seen that before with Hubert Minnis. But that's more of our land gone because it's mostly land grabs. Gone. It is nothing to brag about. They are talking about how much jobs are going to be created in their future. That's land that is gone. For what? Jobs. Jesus. They still have us fooled. And then, of course, underneath the story yesterday, they had a story about Michael Pintard, the travel buddy of Hubert, not Hubert, Brave Davis, former travel buddy of Hubert Minnis. And they were saying that at a funeral, Maurice Moore stated that the FNM should support Michael Pintard. With all the things happening in this country, that makes the front page. Someone at a funeral made a comment. At a funeral. So the media running down behind funeral statements now. Someone at a funeral said to FNMs, because that's a FNM funeral, kind of, because it was an FNM supporter. He said, so y'all need to support Pintard. He said they have a young, dynamic leader. Let me just put this in perspective for all of you. At the next election, Michael Pintard is going to be 62 years of age. That is a senior citizen. He will qualify this year to stand in the senior citizen bank line. He can get discount tickets at movies in some countries. He is a senior citizen because he reached the age of 60. That is not a young man. At the next general election, Michael Pintard is going to be 62 years of age. That's why he keeps his hair low and his mustache off. So he doesn't have to chase the gray. Maurice Moore. That is not a young man. If 62 is a young man, we in serious problems in this country. What we need is for real young men to stand up. The people in their 30s and 40s. Pinland was 36 when he won. Took him many years. He started in his 20s. Ingram was 44. It took him many years. We need the next generation to take over. Enough. Pintard has reached a stage where he needs to counsel and he needs to be an advisor. My brother, you're 62. That's not time to get started. It's too late. He's not a young man. All right? And so if the FNM is already lying to us in that way, trying to deceive us, we got some serious problems, or they're going to have some serious problems. All right? So right under there, because they want, Brave wants to run against Pintard because he's the one that that Ingram always uses to go against Christie or Brave to not fight them hard, to make sure that they win. That's the plan. I explained it to you before on another live. If during the question and answer period you want me to go back into it, I can do that. But for right now, that's what it is. All right. And so quickly, I'm going to talk about the convention, and then I'm going to get to Long Island. Long Island is serious, ladies and gentlemen. That's something we need to pay serious attention to. And when I say serious attention to, I mean attention to, ladies and gentlemen, we are in serious problems as it relates to the rape and robbery of our nation. Just got to make sure we have everything here lined up for you. But ladies and gentlemen, it is... Okay, we got some stuff there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is convention time. It is convention time. And of course, before I get into those people's business, I just want to say that it's time for convention. And the Coalition of Independence is officially announcing that we will have our first major convention on November 18th. November 18th. We're going to have a convention, and it is going to be, you can join us at 7 p.m. for the public, the open session. It's at 7 p.m. We'll send the actual times and dates to you. Sorry, it's 6 p.m. 6 p.m. That's Saturday, November 18th at 6 p.m. at the Marriott Hotel. All right, that's the Marriott Hotel on West Bay Street. And so we are going to have a convention. It's going to be an amazing time. Our speakers are going to speak. Dynamic shadow ministers are going to speak to you. We're going to officially install. We have elections, and we're going to officially install our leaders, our executives, and other persons. And so if you are a member of the COI, make sure that you are a paid-up member, a financial member, so that you can be a part of this. Our delegates are going to come in from all over the country, and we're going to have an amazing time. All right. So the earlier session that day, is going to be a closed session where we're going to have our elections. We're also going to install our first permanent council members. In the PLP and FNM, they call them stalwart councillors or MCMs. We'll announce what we call them at that time. But we're going to announce our first permanent council members. And we have an amazing list of persons who have been there for us from the beginning, who have put in the work. And we're looking forward to them being a strong part of this organization. And so we're looking for all of you to come out and support us on November 18th. And so the general public, that session, that open session, is November 18th at 6 p.m. November 18th at 6 p.m. It is going to be amazing. And the morning session is a closed session that's for members only. And we're going to have a lot of stuff. It's going to be very good. It's going to be very informative at the hotel. It's going to be an amazing time. Make sure you are there. All right. So I'm looking forward to that. So how many of you looking forward to the convention? First convention. Someone says PCMs. Who is a PCM? Permanent council members. Okay. PCMs. That's not the official name. I just called it that so you know what we're talking about. All right. But we'll announce it later. All right. But how you all feel about the first convention? So we've had a previous convention. Remember, it was lockdowns when we formed as independent candidates, and we came together. And so we had a virtual convention where persons all over the country were able to vote from wherever they were. You ready? Everyone is saying that they're ready. They're ready. Make sure you are there. Bring you and your family. Everybody come out. Let's rock West Bay Street. All right. And so I say first convention is because we are actually going to be officially formed. We're going to be officially formed as a party at that time. And so before the election, we were independent candidates working together. After election, we decided that the people wanted, we're going to form an official party to make it official. And so we've been doing the work and starting that process since that time. And now we've reached a point where we are ready to launch. All right. We are in the process of distributing our constitution to our senior members and supporters. We're in the process of distributing our constitution to them, the draft form of it, for their approval to add and take away, what they feel necessary to add and take away. And now that the constitution is ready, we're going to launch it and we're going to be good to go. I will take this a few seconds to read this preamble to you, just a preamble, all right? Because this is our pledge. And by the time we get to the convention, it might be a little longer, a little shorter, whatever it is. But this is our pledge put together by our executive so far. This is the preamble of the Constitution of the Coalition of Independence. I'll read it to you. We, the members of the Coalition of Independence, solemnly declare and affirm our dedication to the empowerment, prosperity, and well-being of our fellow Bahamians, and to the unyielding spirit of self-governance and self-reliance. In reflection of the past 50 years, we acknowledge the strides taken in the creation of jobs and infrastructure. Yet, we recognize the need for an evolution beyond the status quo towards a future where Bahamians hold not just employment, but ownership. We affirm that the next 50 years will be dedicated to transforming our nation through empowering every citizen, nurturing their talents, enhancing their capabilities, and ensuring their participation in shared prosperity. We commit ourselves to reframe our relationship with our invaluable natural resources. We believe that the wealth derived from those resources belong to all Bahamians. Thus, we pledge to establish a sovereign wealth fund, ensuring that each citizen receives their rightful share through royalties from the extraction and exploitation of our national assets. We further vow to change the relationship between the Bahamian people and the land. Every adult Bahamian shall be entitled to a portion of free land, encouraging the cultivation of self-sustaining communities and fostering a deeper sense of ownership and in our beautiful islands. Our commitment extends to the transformation of our economic structure, shifting the government's dependence from taxes to revenue generation through smart investments and the prudent management of our natural resources. This will create a robust and sustainable economy that will serve current and future generations. We believe in the principles of democracy, transparency, and accountability. We advocate for the decentralization of power, shifting it from politicians to the people. We propose the implementation of island states and city government, ensuring that power is truly in the hands of the people. To eradicate corruption, we will foster a culture of integrity, honesty, and openness at all levels of government. We will ensure stringent accountability and the rule of law is upheld. For we believe that a corruption-free Bahamas is essential for the realization of our shared vision. Our mission, under the banner of the Coalition of Independence, is to put Bahamians first, to craft a future of unprecedented prosperity, and to cultivate a nation that is truly of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is our solemn pledge to the Bahamian people. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the preamble of the Constitution of the Coalition of Independence, about to be officially launched on November 18th, 2023. Join us and make history. The things that we have said and we have promised, we have put in our Constitution. We have ingrained them in our Constitution. No other party has done so. You will see throughout our Constitution where everything that we're saying is ingrained throughout it. In the way that we formed what we formed, in the way that we're doing what we're doing. We are ready to transform this nation, and we are holding our members of parliament to doing just that. That this is not a power grab for members of parliament. This is a power grab for the people, and that is what we are going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, November 18th, join us. If you're a coalition member, get to the headquarters, make sure you're paid up, or go online, make sure you're paid up. Our delegates list is going to be out soon. They'll be contacting you. If you know you are a staunch member, a strong member, you're on that list. All right. And so our delegates list will be sent out. Make sure you are paid up and make sure you are there. Even if you're not a member, if you're a supporter, make sure that you are there on the evening of November 18th, Saturday, November 18th. And if you want to help us to fund this convention, then you can go online and do so, or come to our office and be a part of funding this convention. All right, we are doing this the way it should be done. All right, so thank you so very much. Our whole mission is about empowering the Bahamian people. That's it, and that's all. All right, and so now I'll take you from there, and we have a couple announcements, some quick announcements before I get to this other convention that's going to be going on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a blood drive for months and months. People have been complaining that people were dying in the hospital, running out of blood. They continuously are still running out of blood. And so our esteemed Shadow Minister of Health, Dr. Veronica McIver, has organized a blood drive. And this is to get blood to our hospital system. And so the hospital will participate in this, and they will be there. We're calling on all Bahamians, whether you're COI or not. Persons are dying in the hospital. The next person could be you or a family member. We're asking you to come out. We're going to have treats for everyone who give blood, and we're going to have gifts. I think for the first 40 persons, they're giving out phone cards and other gifts to persons. All right, and so make sure you are there. This is this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. This Saturday at 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All right, and so make sure you are there at this blood drive. All right, so come and give blood, and let's save some lives. Enough of the crying. It's time for solutions. And thank you to our Minister of Health for being a part of this. All right. And so next, we have a couple more announcements. I'll say them at the end because I just want to get in here quickly, including a walkabout we're having also this weekend in Garden Hills constituency. And so we have a couple other things. I'll get to that for you. All right. So the PLP has decided to call a convention also. Maybe they saw us, shopping around for location and stuff, and maybe they were having one and they decided to have one. I don't know. But nonetheless, we heard that they're having a convention. The timing of their convention is interesting. And based on what I'm hearing on the inside, I decided to let you know exactly what we feel is going on. There is rumblings in the Progressive Liberal Party. There's some serious turmoil going on. There's power grabs going on. And there's challenges. They seem to be split just like the F&M, even though they're pretending to be together. All right. And so what Brave Davis did was a power move. He decided to have the convention now. Whoever wants to challenge him, come challenge him now, while he is still strong and before his popularity goes downhill. And this is why with this announcement, they put up this stuff that he has a 60% approval rating and all this stuff that you're seeing in The Guardian, which is the paper that they are abusing right now and they're using for their evil bidding. And so anything you see in The Guardian about politics right now is not credible. All right. So if they report a death or something like that, okay. But anything about politics or political opinion, do not take it seriously. All right. They are being used by Brave Davis, and The Guardian's owner is traveling around with Brave Davis, and it's him working together with Brave to steal our carbon credits. All right. So open your eyes. But in any event, so Brave, of course, decided to have this. But look what he did. One, he said that we're going to have it now. And that means we're not going to have one again before election. We're going to have it now. This gives him the time while he is still strong enough and no one can challenge him. Because if he waits another year or 2 years, he might be so unpopular that a challenge might be legitimate. So he's doing it now. And because he's doing it now, it's going to be difficult for anyone to challenge this early, because now they're going to be a pariah. Now they're going to be an outsider for 3 years. They're not going to be able to benefit from the gravy train, because now they are working against the leader himself. And so that puts them in a tough situation 3 years out. And so this is why he's calling the convention now, snapping it on them. And also he's saying that you will not be able to nominate from the convention floor. All right. And what that does is and you have to nominate 2 weeks in advance. That means he will know who is going to challenge him. All right. So you have to nominate 2 weeks in advance for all of this is the PLP now. Don't mix us up in this undemocratic stuff. So Brave is making them nominate 2 weeks in advance. That way he knows who his challenger is so that he can go and crush him. On top of that, the person has to have 50 endorsers, 50 persons sponsoring them, endorsing them, signing to say that they can run if you're running for leader. All right. 40 for deputy leader, 30 for chairman. All right. So they're protecting the seats of leader, deputy, and chairman by doing that. What does that do? That means that they're going to see who the 50 people are who is supporting the challenger. And they'll know who's connected to them. And they can now either go and buy them out or crush them. And so this is the undemocratic, authoritarian stuff that Brave Davis does. I've been warning you. He's not just doing it in the country, he's doing it to his party now. And so he's doing that to lock down. Now, Perry had a strategy, which is he would just put in place a lot of stalwart councillors. It's a funny thing, but it's not undemocratic like what Brave is doing right now. On top of everything that Brave is doing, he's charging money, $2,500 non-refundable, if you want to run for leader. And it goes down to $250 for persons who want to run for regular positions, which is very undemocratic because a poor person should be able to participate. Someone without money should be able to participate in the democratic process. And so it's very undemocratic. We are bordering on a dictatorship. All right. And so that's what Brave Davis is doing. And that's how he is trying to hold on to power. And so you see what he did in the regular world. He bought out the media. You see in media personnel traveling with him. You see Wendell Jones. You see what he did with Sabaso's media station, and also with Anthony Ferguson, who deals with The Guardian. So you're seeing them buying out the media, giving positions to all of those persons who were in the media, who were outspoken and professional, leaving the rookies who wouldn't be able to challenge him. He bought out the media. All right. He also bought out his challengers. You saw him buy out Loretta Butler Turner by offering her a job. And other persons who are third-party persons have folded up, all right? And so this is what he is doing, all right? And so he is desperate to hold on to power. He wants 2 terms like Ingram and Christie. And so this is what they're doing with their convention. But this is why he's doing it the way he's doing it. It's very undemocratic, and it's showing you the real PLP. So what does that tell you? If he is doing this undemocratic stuff now, if you let Brave Davis and the PLP get a second term, if they are doing all this darkness now, what do you think they will do if they get a second term? Where Brave ain't looking for another term. They will be emboldened. If they get away with the foolishness that's happening with Keith Bell and all this other stuff, scandals almost every day, if they get away with this and you let them come back, they're going to be worse next time. What did Jessica Cooper say? Jessica Cooper made a very powerful statement.
We're in government. We are the government of the day, and we will lead as we see fit. It is what it is.
In a jokey town.
You have been warned. If they doing all this partying and raping and robbing and contracts and all that kind of stuff now, if you all let them get back in, you're in trouble. You've been warned. You have been warned. And so that's what they're doing. All right. So I want to go straight into this next part. We saw a lot of persons for a couple of weeks were telling me about what was happening. In fact, persons started reaching out to me from January when they started to experience what is going on. They started sending me videos on the darkness that these people was doing. I'm sorry I couldn't upload the videos because we were having internet issues. Before I go to that, with that said, join us on October 4th. When the House of Assembly opens. We got to fix this country. If you let them get away with firing a civil servant who stood up to their corruption, all the woman did was write a letter to the permanent secretary saying, hey, this stuff that Keith Bell is doing is wrong and is illegal. This isn't right. That's all. She did her job. The deputy director did her job by standing up to him and saying, you can't give out citizenships without it coming from cabinet. Where's the cabinet conclusion? Why are all these work permits going out without being properly done, without being approved properly, without interviews, etc.? How do you have 2,000 work permits for Eleuthera alone? And because they stood up, he chopped them down. And so the question is, what y'all gonna do? Are y'all gonna show y'all discontent? Or y'all gonna let them see, hold on, Bahamians ain't say nothing. They going to work. They say, boy, they gotta work. So let's continue to chop down civil servants. Will you be there October 4th? That is going to determine a lot. That's going to determine your next 3 years. That's going to determine if the dictator catches himself or get worse. Whenever you stand up, you have to stand down. So maybe by you showing out on October 4th, they may get rid of this demonic man that they're going to bring there, William Pratt, who was named in the Commission of Inquiry in 1984 and who has been released several times from his position and who's been named in court, criminal court cases in the United States of America, investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's who Brave them bring in. And Bahamians just sitting down. But I don't think we can sit down this time. I think we're going to stand up. October 4th. Let's take it to the House of Assembly. That's our house. Make sure you're there. Don't come alone. All right? So let's get to Long Island. Let's get straight to the Long Island. All right? Long Island. Long Island. Now, one thing I know about Long Island is Long Island people don't take no mess. That's the only place that doesn't have an immigration problem in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Long Island. I love my Long Island people because they don't do foolishness. Until now. I started to get a lot of information about this Danny Shelton person from Three Angels Broadcasting Network fame, one of the founder of that. He's already resigned as president, etc. And so we wanted to know what was going on, because when we looked in the papers, we saw utter foolishness. We saw an application to quiet land by a foreign company, not a foreign person, a foreign company. So someone put it here on Facebook, and this one is a little clearer. And it says this here, in the matter of the Quieting Titles Act, 1959, and the matter of the petition of Three Angels Broadcasting Network, this to y'all, the Bahamian public, the Quieting Titles, whatever, the petition of Three Angels Network, a West Frankfort, Illinois, one of the United States of America, I guess one of the states of the United States of America, a Bahamian company. They didn't even think to say, okay, let's form a Bahamian company, so at least we paying some taxes in the Bahamas. At least we paid some business license in the Bahamas, or at least a Bahamian lawyer got some money that went into the economy. Nothing. They an absolute foreign company of West Franklin, Illinois, one of the states of the United States of America, quieting land in the Bahamas. This is what the company doing. It's the company. All that piece or tract of land situated in the settlement of Deans, approximately 4 miles, and they just gave a big description. 300 acres. 300 acres. Do you know what 300 acres is? That Brave them giving away? 300. And so I want to know if they could actually, could they quiet land in the Bahamas? What kind of nonsense is this? Is that possible? And so I wanted to first see if they could quiet land, and then we did research to see who this man was. And then when we did research and saw who this man was, we said, oh Lord, this brave type. He is brave type. And so let me pull up the quieting titles, because a lot of people have this question: can a foreigner quiet land in the Bahamas? Well, keep going and wondering why we're in the situation we're in. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the law for you. All right. Let me pull this up for you. Let me read the law, and then you decide. All right. I'm going to pull up the Quieting Titles Act for you. Here we go. School is in session. All right. So it's saying that some of our streams have connection issues. All right, good. Let's pull up the Quieting Titles Act. Y'all sitting now? This would y'all let Ingram, Christie, Minnis, and Davis do. Because they ain't none of them changing it. And this ain't a change till the COI getting there. This is the Quieting Titles Act of 1959. This is what the UBP put in place to thief land. All right, and then the PLP MPs continued to use it, and then F&M, and it continued on and on. And so here it is, subsection 3. Any person who claims, so you see what this says. Let me spread this big for y'all. Let me spread this big so you can see this. Any person. So it doesn't say any Bahamian person. It says any person. Bahamas. A person is a literal person, a human being, or a legal person, a corporation, an incorporated company. All right? Any person. Now, here's where the gray area is going to come in. Where do you recognize a foreign company as a legal entity in the Bahamas? All right? But let's read this. Any person. So that means it doesn't matter their nationality. That could be an illegal immigrant who claims to have any estate or interest in land may apply to the court to have his title to such land investigated and the nature and extent thereof determined and declared in a certificate of title to be granted by the court in accordance with the provisions of this act. All right? That's what it says. Any person who feel they have an interest on estate, etc., apply to the court and say, give me title to this land. 3ABN clearly didn't buy that property, or they wouldn't have to go to the court. They are trying to just take the land and flip it, sell it to someone else. That's what it appears. All right? But we'll get to that in a minute. It says any person. So it's a foreign company that is trying to acquire land. All right? And so for me, that's a problem. For me. All right? Someone says we need the Removal Properties Act reenacted. The day after election, when the COI gets in, it will be. Or you could just keep voting PLP and F&M and let the rape and robbery of our land continue. All right, so that's the first thing. Can they do that? They're doing it. And they're doing it with the aid of Bahamians. And this is what is sick. This is a sick, demented part of it. Bahamians are assisting them. The police. So you have family members who actually own that. That land is owned. That's not just crown land or vacant land. That land is owned by Bahamians. And so the Bahamians have been trying to get the officials to work with them, but they've been coming up against serious roadblocks because some seems to have been getting paid off. Getting paid to assist these people with taking land from Bahamians. There was a fellow who was a former ASP, a retired ASP, who was using his connections in the force to bully the Bahamians. So the Bahamians were trying to lock down their land and make sure that no one came and took their land. So what the police would do is tell them, get off this property or we're going to charge you with trespassing. What? You could charge the people who have a claim to the land with trespassing. And so this company that don't own the land yet, this the company, they are applying, remember? They are now in the papers applying to quiet this land. They know what that is? Adverse possession, squatting. They are trying to acquire this land. They don't own it yet. They didn't put up signs in private property, no trespassing, violators will be prosecuted. And police officers on Long Island have threatened the family that actually owns the land to say they will lock them up for trespassing. This is the kind of darkness that happens when the PLP in power for some reason. All right? And so they have been abusing this family. 3ABN, Danny Shelton, or whoever don't own the property yet. Long Islanders, go and kick that sign down now. Pull that up. Uproot that. Y'all stand up. What kind of nonsense is this? They in the papers trying to get the land and they putting up sign and the police is assisting them and local officials assisting them against Bahamians. Boy, we need a new Bahamas bad. How in the hell is that sign still erected in Long Island? Long Islanders, you all imagine that sign is an illegal immigrant and you all know to do with that sign. Put that on the boat and send that Illinois back to where it come from. You all stand up, man. And so, shame on the police. It seems like since this commissioner and deputy commissioner take over, it's like all of a sudden, like anything goes. Like the police don't know the law. And it's just Brave Davis. Whatever he wants to happen, and that's what happens. Because this Danny Shelton person has already bribed the government with gifts. Here's the Trojan horse. This is Danny Shelton. So he donated 2 or 3 jars of life. That's the jars of life on the bottom picture. Brave Davis flew in for this. He flew in for this. They donated some jars of life, and from donating jars of life, apparently they could do anything they want to do. So that's Danny Shelton, shaking hand with Brave. I want you to look at how Brave is shaking hand, and yes, Brave on the voodoo beads. Brave adds on the witchcraft beads. Look at the handshake, good. I can leave that right there. And so, with just a little donation of I'm sorry, that's the work they're doing in there. The picture you're seeing now is work they're doing. See, they done building, what is it, a dock? That's a dock, some kind of dock or something that Donnie them done putting up on the land that they ain't got yet. See that? This the dock they putting up. Not only the dock, let me see. They didn't put up building. No work permit. Zero work permit. Why no work permit? Because they don't own the land yet. They couldn't get a work permit. And they didn't put up a whole building. That's what Brave Davis them allowed. And this is why I say Brave Davis them assisting them. They done build a whole building with no work permit. But they want to come and harass Bahamians. It's like we living in two different Bahamas. It's one Bahamas for Bahamians where they break your back, they beat you for no reason, they break you down. You're a musician, they can tell you can't play on Bay Street. If you're a young man, they can just beat you in front of everybody and embarrass you. Like, how long are Bahamians to be abused in our country? It's a different rule. If you're Bahamian and you're a vendor, they pack you up and kick you out and throw over your fruits and stuff and tell you cannot be a vendor. Come through them. But if you're a foreigner, hey, no rules for you, eh? We just want to march down Bahamians is what they enforce. And so the man built a whole building. We ain't seen no work permit yet. A whole building. Wait, there's more. So when the actual owners, the Bahamians of this property, went on the property, this man right here came to tell them, get off this land, that they are trespassing. Oh God, I don't know why this family didn't take me with them when they went to Long Island. This man came on Bahamian land. This man came on Bahamian land and told the Bahamians, get off this property. They are trespassing. See? And the police is aiding and abetting the darkness. They knocked down the BC pole. There you can see the BC pole or BPL pole was knocked down by them. They put up keep out signs. The man you're seeing in the picture was living on this property for about 50 years. So not only is it their property and they have the papers, the man been living there and farming, mostly farming. Let me get that right. Mostly farming for about 50 years. Ain't nothing Sheldon them could do. But guess what? So even if they don't have papers, they have proof that they've been there for all these years. People of Long Island, those equipment was allowed by the Brave Davis government to be brought in. I'm told it was brought in under agriculture to be brought in and not paid customs, I'm told. I haven't confirmed that. That's what I'm told. It was allowed to bring in these equipment, this heavy equipment that you just saw there and others, and brought it in under the guise of agriculture. But then that ain't no agricultural project. They taking a land, they possessing a land, so they could flip it and sell it. To a developer, and they're going to make major profit. But anyway, them tractors, please send those tractors back to the sender. Get them off your island, or send them to tractor heaven. Enough is enough, Bahamas. This is violence, you know. This is violence. They have threatened Bahamians on land again. This is nations. This is the American. Threaten them. Get off this land. Got Bahamians to assist them. This is violence towards the Bahamian people. They're breaking down our trees and our vegetation. They went, I wish I was able to show you the video. I can't pull it up for you right now. They pulled up all of his vegetation. See, they put up posts and chains and all that. They pulled up his plants, his crops. They destroyed his crops. Remember Miss Curry? The same thing, they even put light in the tree. The same thing they did to Miss Curry, they did to this family. They pulled up all of his crops. He has video of all of this. They pulled up his crops. These sick, evil people working along with Philip Brave Davis and them, with a foreign company. So we did some search and research on Danny Sheldon. We're trying to figure out what's going on with this fellow. Who's this fellow, man? And we always pull up stuff. And we started to look around and see what's going on. All right. Sitting down, right? Make sure you're sitting down. Don't blame me for whatever happens from here on in. All right. So we pull up a report on Danny Sheldon, see who he is and what's going on. But in any event, you can do your own internet search and you're going to see a lot of stuff. All right. Search Danny Sheldon, search his ex-wife, search what was really going on. It brought a lot of embarrassment to the church. It's not the church's fault. Church didn't do nothing wrong. It was just this gentleman. What you're looking at is a website dedicated to fighting against Danny Sheldon and some of the actions you've had in the past. It's called save-3abn.com. All right. So there's been a lot going on with Danny Sheldon. His first wife, who he founded 3ABN with, he divorced her. She felt threatened, like she's claiming that she went to the doctors and they're saying that she was poisoned. They found arsenic, radiation, and other poisons in her blood, like someone to get rid of her. Brave has some strange friends. And so I can't point it at him. It's not my business. I'm just looking to see what our Long Island people could look forward to. And that's really what my investigation is about. There was another claim that they got some donations to do a kids section out of the church or something like that, and he ended up getting sued because $1 million was missing. He said, well, the church short, so they take the million. And that was that. All right, just go look up the stuff and you'll see it. But here, they talked about how there was a property deal. How we turned 100 into 134,000. So basically, what he did was got a donation under 3ABN, and they got they put it. They did a company resolution to give them permanent use of this property, basically, as long as they live. And then somehow they got in their name and then sold it. All right. So that's what all this is. I'm just breezing through this because of the hour, but this is the actual documents here. So he got some property on the cheap from donation to 3ABN, and somehow was able to flip it, and this is the documents. I don't go into full details. And so he uses 3ABN name to do stuff, because why doesn't he use Danny Shelton? Why he always using 3ABN? All right, we got to be careful with that. And so we pulled his files in the United States and put this file together. And so this basically all his information, right? Skip through all his contacts, all his numbers, all the people he's associated with, all the addresses that he's had. So these charges that could be him or mightn't be him, same name. So these match the name, middle name, last name, address, and date of birth and age. So so we see, remember he was a pastor at Seventh-day Adventist Church, but we saw some stuff like drunk driving. All right, so this is a driving speed limit here. I'm sure we saw a DOI or something here. Where is it? Driving under the influence of alcohol, right here. All right. So if that's him, on here. All right. And of course, that's his personal business. We really don't care, but we were just doing a full research, and I'm doing this actually to show you how to do research on Brave Davis people, because there's a lot of them coming, as the paper said. And if you see Brave Davis working with people, boy, it's something going on. All right. And so this looks like another, I don't know if it's the same, DUI. And so here's matching, data and all this kind of stuff. So again, it could be him, it could be someone else. Misdemeanor. Let's see. All right. Possessing drug paraphernalia. Again, could be him, could be someone else. Who knows? But we're just looking through these files that have similar names, date of birth, age, etc. And so possible bankruptcies. So case number here. And so this looks like a bankruptcy that he is at. It's been discharged. And loan, borrowing something right here. All right, and you can see this is Danny Shelton, 3ABN founder, etc., etc. All right, that's Frankfurt, whatever. All right, and it's showing all the businesses and all that kind of stuff. All right, I'd scroll into this just to let you see something. Right, we did some real in-depth search. All right, let me stop sharing this for a second. So why did we do real in-depth search? We wanted to know who this man is and what's going on. There's more we wanted to show you. All right, I think I can leave that right there for now. But there's a lot that you can just go on the internet and research on your own. All right, so I'll leave it there, including the stuff that the wife said. We have all the divorce papers, all the kind of stuff. because we want to know who this man was. That he could just come, just give Brave them a little trinket, and just boldly abuse Bahamians. Get police to kick them off land that they don't own yet, start building on the land without building permit in our country. Long Island, y'all ain't serious. I don't blame Brave. I don't blame the police. I blame y'all. Get that man off that land now. Now for the family. Of course, in the thing that they have filed, the petition that they have filed, as the petitioners, you are allowed to put in an adverse claim against it. So I've already talked to the family. Apparently, a lot of lawyers are now reaching out to them. Now that this thing is going viral, a lot of lawyers are reaching out to them. And they're going to put in an adverse claim. And with the adverse claim, they're going to try to stop this. I want every Bahamian to keep their eyes on this, because Brave them all over this. We're told that the person who ran in the last election for the PLP lives in Shelton's house on Long Island. So we're told. Flying his plane. That's 300 acres of our land. Come on, Long Island. Come on. Come on, Long Island. Y'all stand up for this family. Y'all stand together. Or y'all need me to come Long Island? Or y'all need me to go Illinois? Long Island, once the land is gone, the man is going to make free money from free land. That's free money. Long Islanders, y'all get together, get that land, and y'all find an investor who's willing to invest. All right? This can't happen. Because if y'all ain't serious, then we need to put together a posse and come from Nassau and take the land back. Danny Shelton, you can't do nothing on our land. If you want it, buy it from the family. Just do it the right way, man. I mean, the Brave them always mix up in this foolishness. Just buy the land from the family. Why that's so hard? You're literally coming with an American company to quiet land in the Bahamas? Bahamas, if y'all let this happen, y'all don't deserve to have nothing. Long Islanders, if y'all let this man take 300 acres, y'all don't deserve to have it. Y'all don't deserve to have it. Y'all stand up. Phone lines open. Phone lines are open. You can see the numbers on the screen, 803-5995, or you have two lines, 821-2843. So while I'm talking to someone else, I just have one of the phones on hold. Tell me what y'all think, man. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about this stuff? How are you going to let a foreign company if you are claiming adverse possessions land, you're acquiring it, you have to say that you were using this land for 12 years. Which court you all going in to tell? Could this be one of Brave Davis' appointees, new appointees to the Supreme Court? No, I don't know. Alexio Knowles and Co. Oh, that's Anthony Ferguson them. Alexio Knowles and Co. That's the Guardian them. They are the lawyers. If you look in the newspaper, look at the bottom, they're the lawyers for this. Everything mixed up into one thing. Don't mind Brave them talking to you about the oligarchs and the white oligarchs and this and that, all them working together. Alexio Knowles is one of the oligarchs. All them working together. PLP and African 01. So Anthony Ferguson them, Alexio Knowles and co, they behind allowing this foreign company to come quiet land from Bahamians. Police bullying the Bahamians to kick them off the land. Let me make sure my phone ain't on silent. Y'all call me, man. Y'all talk to me. Okay, the phone is ringing. It's on silent. I'm sorry. I'm going to take it off silent right now. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hey, good night. I'm watching the live. But you know what's so ironic? Just last month, I did a series of videos on my Facebook page, and I posted it about family members paying attention to their generational property on these family islands. I did a video. I scrolled out on YouTube, not YouTube, Google it. I showed all the ancient rock walls in the bushes I found in the down in Arkness where my family from. I found like 100 acres on the found like 300 acres and all over the islands, and off islands and on Keys and everything on Long Island, you know. And I remember a Bahamian activist calling me and he's talking to me about it, and he was saying, "Oh, I thought they was track roads." He said, "When I looked and he saw what they actually was." I said, "Yeah, they actually people land." But people, I told people, Bahamians, I said, I warned them. I said, "Listen, y'all go check on your generation property." And you got grand uncles and grand aunties. It seems, and I've been getting this report back from many people, when the grandparents die, the grand uncles and the grand aunts who in their 80s now, 70s, can't get together and share the land properly. I said, then the politicians are going to come and they're going to take it and they're going to give it to a foreigner and they're going to turn around and they're going to sell it and make millions of dollars, and that's taken from your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Exactly how I said it, Lincoln. It's exactly how it's playing out now. Right on my Facebook page. Go on my Facebook page. I can send you the videos. Go on Roy Ingram Facebook page and I made a series of videos. And exactly how I said it is exactly what happened. I guess what it will be continue more because you got a lot of Bahamians, especially my black Bahamian people, don't seem like they could come together and share up the land. You see, my family in Auckland, land just sitting because upon acre from Beachcourt Road. From my grandmother there, uncles, them seems like they can't get together. And it's sitting right there. Oh, so much family members got together. And ain't not a damn soul checking for it. Wow. And this is happening on many family islands. And I'm hearing this from other people with their generation property saying they're having problems with these grand uncles and grand aunts. And so you can play after the grandmother and there. Because a lot of grandparents are there. And these grand uncles and grand aunts in their 70s and 80s, thinking they're getting younger, they're getting ready to go meet the Lord. How much more they think they can live? And those lands are going to sit there dormant because you know what? The grandchildren can't see it, and the great-grandchildren can't see it. And the children now, even they know nothing about it. So guess what? The pain of it, that a hotel developer is going to go there with these crooked politicians and the PLP and FNM, take away these people's land, sell it for millions of dollars, and therefore your great-grandchildren and grandchildren can't see a penny of it, and ain't nothing they can do to it. They can't fight it. And exactly how I say that, it's exactly how it's happening.
Wow.
I told people, Lincoln, but you know what, we got to do something about that. I hope those Long Island people, if that was my family property, I was going to cut down every sign. I was going to douse it with gas.
This can't be the same Long Island what I grew up knowing about. Long Island people don't tolerate this kind of foolishness. This must be a different Long Island.
Boy, it must be so. I trust me, on my land, boy, those tractors and buildings would have gone to materialists, what they call it, tractor heaven and building heaven. Just like that.
All right. Thank you for your call, man.
All right.
Appreciate it. Man, someone from Long Island gotta call me and tell me this really Long Island for sure, because Long Island people don't do foolishness. This can't be real. This can't be really happening in the real world, in real life. Let me I was able to download a couple of the videos. I'm trying to get them down. I want you all to see the damage that's happening on this land. Let me I'm gonna play one of them.
On through to them. Or on that side over here. Sides them, they're going way inside, you know. See ya? On top of the hill. See?
Oh, yeah.
They're going way in. See the boundary mark, see the line there.
Yeah,
they
that's
push
the
down
line,
the
that's the
boundary
whole
mark.
line.
So they push down the boundary mark.
Push
But
it
when they
up.
reach up on top of the hill, they're going way inside, sides them. They tell sides, but they're going Way in, you see?
Right.
See, they won't get all the hits.
Yeah, they trying to steal all of that. Shit. Wow.
Wow. That's one. I mean, instead of brave them stand up for Bahamians, I mean, they use the police to do their bidding. Since this brave administration is coming, just like Ton McCoot.
Ambrose, how old are you?
51.
51. Okay, this the wire you had around here, 52 on his next birthday. They've now put a road, and this just put it very recent, warning but private property. We cannot access. How long you been farming here, Ambrose? And you had this
20 years.
20 plus.
They had all
20 years cut down.
All this from right here. Let me stand up. You stand right here.
Yeah. Here.
I had all this pineapple.
Well, this what this is here. This is a pineapple slip here. They leave the
That's a York.
York it.
All from where you were thinking, all this is pineapple like now. See ya? All this, they pull them up. All this watermelon, all the wine them, it's cut off. See the wine them, that's one. But that's all my okra. Leave couple of the bean them. 1 year corn. That's one okra tree over there. A couple of okra trees.
Yeah, I can see the okra and the sort of cowpeas. Cowpeas. This is what they left.
Yeah.
And you said the officer in charge. The officer in charge pulled up your pineapple slips.
Yeah. Warren, to name it Warren Rogers.
Oh, okay. All right, and they told you to stay off the property.
Yeah.
That you've been farming all your life, and put the chain down to say they own the property.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh.
Wow. Wow. Oh, my. Jesus. On day one, there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Let's go to the phone line. I can show you some more videos, but as you can see there, what they were doing was pulling up the man's crop, destroying his crop, because they know he'd been there for 20 years, so they are just trying to bulldoze over him. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're live. Okay, you got to move from whatever device you're listening on, you got to turn it down. You're live now. Caller, you live. Caller, you live. Okay, we have to hang up on that caller. The numbers are 803-5995 or 821-2843 is right there on the screen. They pull up the man plans. The coalesce. Okay, let's go back to the phone line. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Bain. How you doing?
Awesome, man.
Good evening. Awesome, man. You're awesome. Mr. Bain, I'd like to bring to your attention, since you're talking about Long Island, right near the Salamaro Airport, is a bed and breakfast that was built there. Okay, this is a lady who's a descent from American Bahamian descent. Probably have some inheritance to land over there to American Hernandez. Okay, they come over there. Mr. Hernandez is in Bahamian.
I can hardly hear you. I don't know if you're on speakerphone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Next to the Salamaro Airport is a bed and breakfast that's built by a last name. She'll use the last name as Pratt. She's married in Hernandez. with the man that's from South America. He has money. He's looking to acquire Bahamian land. And he's using her. She's American. Okay, she's born American, but she is a descent. Okay, she's in the Oregon language.
All right, let me tell you what to do. Before we call these people names live, talk to me off air. Let's do some investigation. Let me find out what's going on, because I don't touch nothing that I don't have full information for. So we could talk about it. I'll investigate it, and then we'll put it out there. All right. This is what we're talking about. I've investigated.
Okay.
All right.
Got you. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, man.
Thank you.
I think you know me by now. Everyone knows me. When I talk about something, I know what I'm talking about. All right. And I've investigated thoroughly. And so he's just calling, talking about another situation with persons. And it could very well be true. But I don't put nothing out there that that I haven't dealt with. So you saw it was pulling up all the trees and all that. Let me just show you some more videos here. The videos were coming up piece by piece. Here we go.
Last year when I've been up here with a mangrove, the same area. And more with that down. Along with that, it's the road that go up the Dome to the Blue Hole. This grease.
So mangroves are being affected. All right. There's brave people. All right. Look at another one.
This piece of the wall there. It's the road through it.
So I don't know what was in that one. I think I'm talking about a wall or something. There we go. There's another one. Where is it? There we go.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know the land. I live on the land all my life.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see the boundary line. And they push it up.
So they push down the boundary line.
It's a case of misinformation they got going on with them, I think. Only could be. Yeah. Think I come for you, see?
Okay, let me show you another one. This was going on in Long Island. This was brave them letting happen. I think I'm on this one. Let me make sure I'm on the right one.
Oh boy.
Okay, let me just saw that one. Let's go to another one. Yeah, let's go to this one.
15, 20 pound melon.
You had 15, 20 pound melons there. Sorry, I gotta
Okra.
change how this is so I can see it properly.
I could have picked green beans every other day.
I gotta make sure y'all can see this properly.
Okra.
If you didn't put them all at once up, I could have picked green green bean every other day.
Mm,
You know?
yeah, and they flowering.
That's what he didn't see. See, I could pick green bean up the wine. He destroyed a lot of shit for me. Green bean.
Yeah, boy.
Look at the bean one. Look here.
Straight up the
In the
tree.
fucking period, all that rain. See,
Flower.
he noticed a bean fucking tree. He noticed a bean tree. That's why this one's still here.
Telling you.
See how that bean run up the tree? You
Mm-hmm.
see the young bean on this? Look at the young bean, man.
Loaded. All I see is young bean. Look at there, look at there.
Look. You see that?
All down in there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Loaded in.
Man. At least when you did your burning, you did it nice. At least when you did it nice.
You know, like cut?
Wow. And so what it seems like they are doing right now is destroying all of the evidence that someone was there, that someone was farming the land. This is violence, Bahamas. If someone comes and break up your car, that's violence. If someone come in your yard and pull up all of your plants in front of your house, all of your flowers and dig them up, that's violence. They came to that man's farm and destroyed his crop. And they are being aided by crooked police officers. Crooked police officers. Crooked government officials against Bahamians. That stops tonight. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hi, good night, Mr. Bean. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Okay, good night, Bahamas. Mr. Bean, it is a sad day in our country when our leaders are allowing us to be picked off piece by piece. Our land's being stolen. Our resources are being mined. Nothing is going back to the treasury or the Bahamian people. Our culture isn't respected. Our talents are being disregarded. The young people that have the vision in this country are being tossed to the side. And the red carpet is continuously today being rolled out for the foreigners.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with an elderly gentleman now who worked for the government for 40 years. Work very hard to his homes. Paid off the mortgage. When he finally paid off the mortgage, come to find out he don't own the home. He went to lawyers. He went to the job he worked on for the pay stubs. He couldn't find proof that he was paying this mortgage, but he does have his papers. But the places that keep these information, all of a sudden they vanish from every area. The insurance, the mortgage, everything was like these private organizations along with the government was in cahoots working against this Bahamian man. And I don't even want to tell you who is living in his house right now. And it's not Bahamians. Our people are being taken advantage of. And Bahamians need to make a decision whether or not we're going to come together and fight for our country, or we won't have nothing. Our children won't have anything. And this country is upside down. It's like every single day, there is something different. Our young people are being assaulted by the police. Our people, old and young, being disrespected by the government, the law. I mean, the judges, the politicians, the lawyers, the foreigners, and we to the bottom of the barrel. How can we not see what's going on? Our country is closing in on us. And we have thousands of children coming out of school next year. What is going to happen to them? And even though some of us just started in this fight, it's getting very tiring, very tiring, very tiring, and I can't see, me having a piece of land and the government coming to take that from me. The government issuing out letters to Bahamians for building without permit. But every day on the Family Islands here in Nassau, foreigners are building on my land, my freaking children's land. And nothing is happening. I cannot stand to see Keith Bell, Brave Davis, or any one of them walking into our house because they don't represent me. I am a Bahamian. They do not represent me. They killing me. They killing my children. They killing my children's children. I am tired. Paying them to kill us. Paying them to rob us. We paying them to talk crap in the House of Assembly while people suffer. We taking care of their businesses. BPL. We taking care of their bills. Everything is going up. In the food store, you could see the stress on people. You can feel it. We want our country back. I want my country back. I want my country back. And I don't care how they look at me for wanting my country back, because what these people doing in our country, we cannot go in Haiti and do it. We cannot go in Canada and do it. We cannot go in the US and do it. And if we do it, we will be dealt with. So if you can call me a hater, if you can call me a person who is whatever, then call me that. I am a Bahamian. This is my country. I am from Africa. I'm from the Bahamas. And I love my African country, but I'm from the Bahamas. And it's mine. This is not a threat. This is a promise. The politicians need to get it right. Because, see, they ain't so used to us being a humble, passive, serving set of people. Eventually, the people will rise and the table will turn over. Because we tired. They are not hearing us.
They don't hear us, they're going to feel us.
Indeed, they will. Politically. Indeed, they will.
And I'm calling on every single Bahamian to join us.
Good night.
All right. I have the TV screen right next to my audio playing because I was trying to download the videos, so you may hear some echoes for a minute. But I was just trying to download some more videos. All right. So I've stopped. So shouldn't have no echoes from the callers. All right. So let me show you a couple more videos. Let me continue. A couple more videos. Just what's happening in your Long Island.
Over here, my water saturator, Mr. Shadden, this one. And the next one over here, he pull up. I say, from a little boy, I've been in the yard, grow peas and bean, and we use the water to boil peas and bean from fresh rainwater. What is I have now? Watermelon, muskmelon, okra.
Look how beautiful that island is. Look how beautiful it is.
one cassava tree. Push off everything. Banana with Kenya. Watermelon, muskmelon.
Yeah, remember you gave me some.
Bean, okra down there. They push off everything. Leave me see that only one pumpkin vine and one pawpaw tree.
Wow. Sorry, I gotta skip to the next video.
Go for the pawpaw tree.
In Long Island, James. The owners, I think there's some 3BN cable network, Danny Sheldon, has acquired or stolen the Adley's property here in Danes, Long Island, and in doing so, they've destroyed this wire that Ambrose had securing his sheep. They destroy all of this, all of the wire. I don't know if you can see the cattle wire. All of that has been removed. Now his sheep is now roaming the bushes. I'm going to send the photos or those that he was able to recover all the way down to, you see this stone here. Here they cut the road through the yard. You'll see the building here in the back. You see this property is walled in. They've already looked like, I guess, the infrastructure with the water line. I tried to see what's going on. I met with a foreign guy who claims to say I'm trespassing on private property. I said, ask him, who is the owner of the private property? And he said, some Danny Shelton, and that Indira Charles has already been on Long Island and is satisfied that they are the rightful owners. Now, I honestly don't know how they were able to determine that they are the owners, and sure it's private property, but how does what is the name of 3BN, the cable network, become the owner of family generation property here, and some of them has clear title for property. So that is something we now investigating.
One of the reasons I wanted to do research on this Danny Sheldon person to see, the MO, because I saw they was brave people, and I know how brave them go. I don't trust no one who brave them bring to the table. I also pulled up his assets. I'd stopped when we was looking through this some minute ago, right, through his documentation. I also pulled up assets and we were trying to look at currently owned properties, that he actually owns. And all I could see in the entire system is a house or whatever valued $97,000. All right. So I see that the current owner, and he got that in January 2022. And so that's what I see, right? So, because it's like a lot of foreigners come to the Bahamas with nothing, and then they make these deals with our politicians, and they leave rich. And so maybe this is just because Danny don't have nothing in his name, because this sale has current owner from January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. So he might have done flipped that might be done gone, right? But that's the property there, all right? Asset value, and it shows the value over time, all right? Property indicator, agricultural. All right. And then that is previously owned properties. All right. Previously owned properties. So it's 1 year for 41,000. They show the current owners are. They show the ownership history of it. And then when we look at his divorce papers, and then we could see his vehicles. He had a Chevy Avalanche, Chevy Corvette, and a Chevy Ram pickup, right, over time. And so when we looked at his divorce papers, we saw where it said they had no property, right? They had no joint property, and there's no property to be exchanged, all right? And they didn't have no underage children. So when we saw it, it said, property, these some big millionaires. So maybe it's just that they put stuff in each other's name, but then it would still be shareholders shares they have in company didn't have anything. All right. So I don't know. So this is just stuff I'm observing. So don't take my word for how this thing works. But why is it that Bravedom always find these kinds of people? How is it? All right. That they always find these kinds of people. But in any event, I'm calling on Long Island to stand up. Long Island, y'all got to stand up. Y'all stand with this family. Y'all please stand with this family. You're Bahamians, man. Y'all let's stop letting our country go to the dogs, man. Y'all stop Chester Cooper in his tracks. They pretending to do something good while they are selling out our country. Oh, we got what he said, $8 billion in investments. $7 billion in investments in the pipeline. In the pipeline. And sarcasm is trying to get is Bahama, the PLP and F&M bent over backwards for him, a foreigner. Got him the loan he needed to build his dream. Why don't the government let some Bahamians come together or form a company the way Dubai did it, a tourism company, and then get the loan, like how you got the loan from China for Bahama, get a loan for us to build a major resort, for us to build to buy a cruise ship. Why don't you do this for Bahamians, man? Tourism has no value to us if we don't own it. The money will come in and go out. Jobs is crumbs. The minute you make your money, you're spending it. It doesn't stay with us. You're not making enough money to cover all of your bills. Jobs is crumbs. It's not helping us. We need to be the owners of the tourism product. And until Chester Cooper is saying that, they are failing. Y'all got to wake up and don't fall for their tricks. Don't wake up, man. I mean, all in the papers. Oh, more investments, more investments. Chester Cooper called into the Chicago Line show and talked about more investments, more investments. Listen, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have any investment, but that can't be your focus because it doesn't benefit us in any way. It doesn't last. Let me show you when tourism lasts, is when the people own it. Do you know why Sandals and Breezes can last? Do you know why? Beaches? Because it's a Jamaican company in Jamaica, and it's multiplying in their economy to the point where they can now expand. We need Bahamian-owned major resorts that is expanding in our country, and then it bubbles over so that then we can open a resort in Jamaica, a resort in Barbados, a resort in Bermuda, resorts in Florida, Bahamian resorts in Las Vegas. We the king of casinos. We work them. Why don't we open a casino in Las Vegas? Come. Bahamas, please come with me. to the New Bahamas. They are promoting slavery. Our mission is to set you free. Long Island, stand up before it's too late. This is a test. You all go to that property and fix that place. Couple announcements. We're having a Anglican branch meeting. Anglican is very active. Our Anglican branch is not playing. The rest of our branches, we need you to catch up at Anglican. Every month they're having a meeting. Last month's meeting in Anglican. Wow, I wish I'd went live there so everyone could have seen that. There's a rodent product, and we had 2 professional companies come in and explain to persons how they could deal with pest issues and that kind of stuff. It was powerful. I learned so much in that. Yes, I learned a lot in that. That was powerful. So Anglican's next meeting is going to be powerful. All of you are invited. These are practical meetings. This ain't just no meeting for show or to make people feel, oh, we got a lot of support. No, this is practical meetings that you can learn from. So the next meeting is about backyard farming, all right? Community discussions about backyard farming, the importance of growing your own crops and how it can be beneficial to you and your loved ones, all right? So they're gonna, that's gonna be very interesting. Also to all of our Men's Alliance, on September 14th at 7 p.m., September 14th at 7 p.m., I think that's this Thursday. Yep, this Thursday, September 14th at 7 p.m., at our Pinewood headquarters. We're looking forward to seeing all of our men. It's time for us to unite, get together, and get organized. We're looking to see our men who are members of our Men's Alliance. You call. All right. Next. And finally, the Garden Hills is going to have a walkabout. That walkabout is going to be at 3 p.m. All right. So, and remember, we have the blood drive. The blood drive is going to take place. Yeah, the COI is on the move. We're doing stuff. The blood drive is going to take place at 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. It's going to be at the mall. So we're going to be in the hallway next to BTC. So we're going to be in the hallway next to BTC. You know where they used to do the registering for voting? Right in that hallway. So the hallway next to BTC, we're going to be right there. They're going to have the beds out and all that kind of stuff. And they're going to take your blood. We're going to have gifts, etc. for the first 40 persons. And everyone is going to get a treat who comes to give blood. So come on, man. Let's save some lives. The life you save could be your family member next. Who knows who's going to be in that hospital crying for blood next time? And so we decided to take the initiative and get this done. All right. So PMH is going to be a part of this. And so we're looking forward to seeing all of you there. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Coalition of Independence is going to have our first official convention as a party. And we are going to officially launch as a party on November 18th, 2023. The official launch. We're looking forward to all of our members and delegates being a part of this. So the delegate list is going to come out in short order. Make sure that you're financial. Go online or come to the office. Make sure you're paid up members so you can participate. We're going to be voting for our official leader, deputy leader, chairman, vice chairman, etc., treasurer, all of the positions of the executive. And we're looking forward. If you want to step forward, we're going to put out on our website, we're going to put out an application form that you can just sign up to say that you're interested in running for a position. All right. But it's open to all members of the party. And so if you want to be leader, step forward. If you want to be deputy leader, step forward, chairman, whatever the position is going to be open. We're also going to be honoring our first set. I think it's going to be 100. Our first set of permanent council members. All right. The 100. The 100. All right. We're going to be honoring the first set of permanent council members that have been there from the beginning, from the break, with us in the trenches, etc., etc. Those are some of the persons who are going to get honored. All right. So Looking forward to you being a part of that. So the member session is in the morning. I think that session is either 9 to 1 or 10 to 2, one of them. We'll get the proper information out for you by next Sunday, or just look at my website. So it's a morning session, then it's the evening session that is from 6 p.m. All right, and so that evening session is for the whole Bahamas. Everyone wants to be a part of our convention. Come out, hear what our dynamic speakers have to say, hear where we're going to be taking this country, hear about the new Bahamas. All right, it's time. And so remember, on October 4th, we're going to visit our house, and we're looking forward to having you out there. Our country's in a terrible state, and if you don't voice your opinion, nothing is going to change. All of the changes you saw in immigration is because we went and stood up, because many of you took the day off. You flew in, you did what you had to do in order to bring the change you wanted to see. And the government had to bow. And so they had to start making changes. And Keith Bell is gone because we stood up. All right. But they're replacing him with another, even more diabolical person, in my opinion. And we have to stand up against that. Listen, they are going to be selling like candy. We showed you all the evidence. So you got to wake up and you got to make the change. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Long Island, fix that. Let Brave them come there and root you all up. We're tired of hearing of this corruption and all this kind of stuff. We're tired of these same sellouts. We're tired, man. We're tired. We're tired. It's time to stand up for Bahamians. Long Island, if you all need me, just say the word. I'll be on the first thing smoking. All them tractors and all them will be off that property. That building needs to come down. That's on your property. Tear that down or take it. I take that back. Don't tear that down. That's a nice, good building that was built without a work permit. Take that. That's yours. Change them locks. Take that building. That's yours. So that belongs to the Adley family. Adley is a good old Bahamian name. Good old Bahamian Long Island name. That building right there, you all put a plaque on that, Adley. If you need me to come commission the building, I'll come commission the building. Tired of Bahamians being used and abused in this country. Y'all stand up. All right? I want to hear the praise report of y'all taking that building. All right? Let them remove those tractors from your property. All right? Do not let them come back on that property. You let a man from another country. You think you go to Illinois and go to his little piece of what is $97,000 property, and he don't get rid of you? Y'all better wake up. Bahamians, just stand up, all right? So Long Island, if y'all need me, I will be on the first thing smoking, but I expect y'all to deal with this. All right? Treat that man like he's a legal immigrant. Brave, you need to stop. Brave, Chester, y'all stop selling out, please. It's the only country we got. Come on, Long Island. I want to hear the praise report. Y'all stand up. I can stand with y'all. Stand up. Whenever you have any interaction with crooked police, take out your phone and record them. Let the Bahamas hear them telling you, you can't be on that land. Let them hear. Take out your phone and let the whole Bahamas see. You go on that land. Let them see the police taking you off that land. Let them see it. Because Judgment Day is coming. Whenever you ring that bell, Philip Brave Davis, it's Judgment Day. That's when we can judge your deeds, whether they were good or they were evil, whether you were naughty or you were nice. Judgment Day is coming, and we are preparing for Armageddon, where the good will fight against the evil. Your voodoo beads that you and Ruby George is wearing, will not save you from Judgment Day. Them voodoo beads go burn up in the metaphorical fire of the Judgment Day that is to come. That polling election day that is upon us. The new Bahamas is not coming. The new Bahamas is here. Ladies and gentlemen, we did our 2 hours. Someone says the FNM is quiet. Of course the FNM is quiet. Do you hear the FNM talking about our carbon credits? Do you hear them talking about our natural resources? Well, in fact, they're trying to court a gentleman so that they could now start to say that they want to go into, they're going to talk about natural resources and carbon credits. They're trying to court a gentleman to get him to be their face of that so that they could flam y'all like how they did with Vaughn Miller to make it seem, like how the PLP did with Vaughn Miller to make it seem like, oh, see, we're going to deal with the natural resources. Vaughn with us. So we can deal with that. And so they're talking they're having conversations with a gentleman. I won't expose it yet. To try to make it look legit, because they want someone that they can say, don't listen to Lincoln. We got someone, and you see he's on board, so we can deal with your carbon credits. If you think good, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I want the FNM to know that not everyone is a sellout. There's a remnant that's going to stand up. Y'all work for the oligarchs, and y'all want the old Bahamas to remain. They think that everyone is going to be like Loretta Butler Turner, Orinthia Komalafe. I want to see how Orinthia is going to now convince the Bahamas, after talking bad for all these years, for over a decade, talking bad about the PLP and FNM, talking bad about the FNM and what they stand for. Now you running for them? I want to see how you explain that. It's time for real Bahamians who are going to stand up for what is right. Not sellouts. You'll stand up, Bahamas. Stand with me. October 4th, 2023. Change ain't coming. Change is here. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. You're the reason I fight. You're the reason I'm going to continue to fight. Only one country we got. Let's save this. I go live again on Sunday. See you next time.
And it's Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. So no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming, change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding through the storm. Come on. Let's go, shalom to all my Hebrew brothers, to all my Muslim and Rastas, we need you, brother. Selassie, I know, I can't forget the Christians. Let's put our differences aside, cause this a bigger mission. See, they've been doing this for years, trying to separate us, kinda trying to keep us down and never elevate us. Now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet, so the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck. Yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money.
When 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't worth a thing, but it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, they open up their businesses across the borders. Oh yes, we track their bank accounts across the waters. They say this country in debt, but they making millions. If we don't stop this now, they be up to billions. It's about to go down and I get the feeling we gotta cut a movie on these dirty villains. Sonus Lincoln Bain and his team came with information. It's like everything changed, everything went quiet. It's like so much facts and they can't deny it. They'd rather keep their mouths shut before they start a riot. Now look how they tryna just steal the oil. They don't wanna share with none of y'all. They been robbing us while we were sleeping. Send them to jail cause they failed, they committed treason. Change ain't coming. They say change ain't coming. The change is here. They say change ain't coming. The change is here. They say change ain't coming. No, the change is here. Listen, from Freeport to Nassau all the way to Nagua, there's no more time for us to sit back and be quiet. You understand? This is war. If they only knew who we were, if they only know who we are, they would know we are warriors. No retreat, no surrender. Just give us what you owe us. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. I feel this all the way to my ancestors. We are warriors. We only really want what's owed to us. You get it? Now free up.